Welcome to the Strategic Tactical Group channel, where we're going to focus on safety, survival, preparedness, and efficiency. Hope you enjoy.
Okay, so if you can see, right up here somewhere is the box. Now, I've got to fish the wire in. Alright, you guys could have seen me crawling in here, you would have got a kick out of that. Not very comfortable. Just not a lot of room to maneuver body pieces in here. All right, there we go. All right, this wire, just this piece of hay wire right here, that is actually in there for their food. It's part of their feeder. Let me grab another screw. I don't really want to take and drill holes in here yet until I have it pretty well figured out. So that's the reason why the wire, the extension cord, is coming in through underneath the overhang on the roof. Not straight, but it's good for a bit. Like I said, in the spring, when I can take and get in here with the big front door open, I'll be able to straighten it all and have it look a lot better. All right, I think that's good for just a minute. Okay, so we're good. The light bulb is working. As you can hear, the inverter is inverting. It's making power that is actually running the light bulb that's in there that I can see that's on. I'll show you from the outside too. Don't know how well you can see it up in there. Well, you can't, but it's in there. It's on. So I'm happy about that. Now I'm going to turn off the inverter, turn off the light bulb, let the sun do its thing, and top off the battery while I wire in the light bulb that will be in the metal pan for the ice melter. First I'm going to take and I'm going to go wash out the chicken water just so it's nice and clean, and I've got to drill a hole small enough or big enough for the cord that I'm going to use to be plugged in and attach the outlet ends. So I'll be right back. Okay, show you what I've done. Not much. Okay, I've got the water over here that's leaking, but it's washed out and kind of draining, and that's all right. I'll fill that up here in just a minute. So this is the water. When you put the lid down on it, it'll slide down here, push up there, and can you see how the water increased in stuff that was coming out? And water coming out. Okay. Now here, I found a bigger box I'm going to use, and all I did was drill a hole in it right there. It's pretty deep. The water will sit on top of it like this. Over here on the sides, on all four corners, it's got some little vents that'll allow some of the heat to escape. So one, it'll help heat up the chicken coop a little bit more if need be as well, and it won't get too awfully hot inside there. So now I'm going to take the extension cord that I ran in there. I put a piece of plywood right here on top of the walkway for the other chicken. I'm going to drill a hole, cut this cord, wire it up so I can plug it into the inverter. Then the other piece of that cord will get plugged in. It'll get plugged into the outlet on the inside, which will in turn have a plug that goes inside of the metal box where the light bulb will plug in. The timer will actually be plugged into the inverter inside here, and we'll see how that works. All right. The only kind of concern I have about this is the metal on the roof for the chicken coop, if it will cut into the wire or not. So depending on winds and stuff, I guess it could. All right, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to put a hole right there after I get the chicken to quit eating my shoelaces again. And this hole should be high enough that the lid will cover. But the lid should help cover that for rain and snow and runoff and whatever else. So yeah, I think that'll be perfect. I'll get my plug, put it on there. The timer will plug right inside there. Like I said, I've already got the time set on the timer. And it fits perfect. All right, so there's the timer, there's the plug. We'll hook an outlet end or a cord end on that, which will plug right into there. This wire is to the outlet inside the chicken coop. The light bulb is already plugged into it. Then the remaining part of the extension cord will plug in and go into the chicken water box, or water heater box, or I don't know, whatever the hell you want to call this thing. I didn't bring my razor knife out here, so I'm going to use my pocket knife, and I don't like doing that because it just wears them down a lot more if you don't have to. And the bigger chicken, the one that's the loner, is down here trying to get the others because they were walking next to her walkway. I call it her boardwalk, so she can feel like she's a supermodel chicken or something. I don't know. Alright. If you can get chickens, if your area will let you to get them and keep them, they are a lot of fun. Don't let them stay out when your dog is out. Our dog, we've got a German Shepherd, and he got to one of them before my wife got home, which I was grateful for because it was kind of messy. I shouldn't laugh, but I don't know what else to do on that. So, all right, there's my ends. I'm going to grab another plug, get it plugged in, and make sure it'll reach inside there. Minute. Keep that charging. Alright. Make sure your wires are shoved inside your box or your tote or whatever it is before you take and put the plug connector, the cord connector on it. So if not, you're going to have to pull it all apart just to put it back inside. It's actually a gorgeous day out here right now. When I first checked the weather before I came out, it was 28 or something, and I know it has definitely warmed up since then, which is nice. Let it get cold at night, freeze everything again, and then in the day it can heat up, so we slowly melt our snow away. A lot of our state has had, not as bad as Idaho right now, 16 out of 44 counties have issued a disaster or something like that because of the flooding. So we're not nearly as bad as that, but My wife's great-grandma's house has a crawl space, and there was about 3 feet of water in that crawl space yesterday because the sump pump wasn't working. Father-in-law crawled down in there, managed to, all he did was really lift the sump pump and put it back down, and it turned on. And I checked it just before I started recording this video for you guys, and it's all the water that could get to the sump pump is gone, but there's still about a foot in some places. I think we're gonna have to get another little pump, and like a trash pump or something, and put it in there so that we can get all the rest of the water out. So, all right, all set up before we put it through the hole that we drilled, so everything hopefully goes a little bit easier and quicker. There we go. All right, got them all loosened up. Try and put you guys up on top here. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but we'll try it. Worst case, I edit this portion out. All right. Okay, got that in there. And we'll take the other end that I didn't unscrew, take and pull this apart. Maybe not completely apart, but enough so that it will slide on top of the cord. These are slick little pieces. And you generally will keep 1 or 2 sets around just for little projects that I might have to make an extension cord out of something. And a lot of people don't know, but my wife and daughter and I actually lived off grid for 5 months in a 24-foot camper trailer. While it was fun, it wasn't, kind of all at the same time. But we did learn quite a bit. That's where I kind of started playing around with the solar power idea and solar panels, because we had 4 255 watt solar panels that would generate all of our power. And during the day, it was awesome. We just take and if there was anything we needed to charge or whatnot, we would just plug it in during the day, let it run. We had a backup generator, but the only time I really turned that on was when we wanted to run the air conditioning. Just because the air conditioning on our trailer pulled a lot more power than what those solar panels could produce and what our batteries could keep kind of long term. So we'd go out and turn on the generator, let it run for 10 or 15 minutes just to kind of cool everything down, and turn it off, and we were back on solar power again. So, but I picked up the solar panels at 255 watts. I want to say I paid $200 a piece. I think it was like $199 per solar panel. So, and I'll show you once the weather gets better to where I can get to our solar setup easier. I'll take you on kind of a little "this is how Chris did it" tour. We also have a wind turbine back there. It didn't do a whole lot. We didn't get lots of winds like I was kind of hoping, but at the same time I'm glad, because winds suck or blow. They're horrible. But we do have a wind turbine back there that it's fun to watch. It was more of a entertainment piece, I guess, versus something that produced. It was I want to say it's a 300 watt, 400 watt, something like that. I can't remember, is what it would produce. And most I think I ever watched it produce in one gust was about 40 watts. So, like I said, didn't produce a lot, but it was fun to watch and play with. And I can't remember how tall of a tower slash post I've got it on. And I have a friend that does metal fabrication. He found a great big piece of pipe. I want to say it was like a 20 some odd foot piece of pipe that he had. That he asked his boss if he wanted it, and he said no, so we brought it up here, and that's how we played with it. Alright, where'd all the screws go? Slid underneath. let me get this finished putting back together and then I'll bring you guys back. It's kind of boring for you to sit and watch this. Okay, now I got that cord done. Now I'm just adding on the female cord onto the box so I can take and screw in or plug in the light bulb holder. I guess I don't know what the technical term is for it, and I didn't look on the package, so I might get attacked by a chicken. When I stopped the video a minute ago, I had one jump up here behind me and scared me half to death. So all right, very simple on wiring these. Okay, I don't know how we can see that. You got white, gold, green, gold, and white. Screws in, you put the wire in there, and you tighten down the gold one. So white to gold, black to white, green to the bottom. Obviously it's a work day right now too. I think it's Wednesday? Yeah, I think it's Wednesday today, so we got a lot of traffic going up and down the road because there's some construction going on up top there. Up top. In case you didn't know what that means up on top of the mountain or at the top of the hill behind me, where they're putting in all the condos and houses and everything else, which is sad because everybody wants to move here because it's got this nice little farming community, small town feel. But every time they put in a new house, that little small town farming community feel goes away one more house at a time. And if you guys aren't from Utah area, there's a town called Park City, and this, from what everybody says, is this is going to be the next Park City, which good and bad. I don't know how I think about that. Big part of me doesn't like the idea because Park City is very, very expensive to live at and visit, and it's not for Utahns for the most part anymore. It's for out-of-towners or a lot of people that come in from California will buy stuff. I do have one guy that I know, he lives in Scottsdale, and he's got another house up there. Well, he's got a condo that they come up and stay at during the summer to escape the really hot temperatures of Scottsdale during the summer. So, my wife's family has been here. Well, their water rights actually come from the late 1800s. Just to kind of give you an idea of how long her family's been in the area. I want to say like 1860s or something like that. I'm not sure. So they're watching this place grow and change, and I've come up to this place my whole life. Excuse me, because we used to go skiing at one of the ski resorts up here quite often, because at the time it was the cheapest place to go night skiing. So we go up there all the time, and I've watched it grow a little bit, but I haven't been impacted quite like her family has as far as watching it grow and selling off your land. And they actually used to own, I think she said like 220 acres or something up here. That it was a limousine cattle ranch, and when Grandpa started getting sick, he had cancer, couldn't do the farming anymore, knew he wasn't going to be around much longer, so he sold the land, kept about 15 acres or so, built Grandma her dream house, paid cash for it so she wouldn't have anything to worry about, and he passed shortly thereafter. So they've watched it change a lot. I've just watched it initially from when I would drive through here to go up skiing. So that's my little box. My box with the outlet that's on it. I'm going to take, how we were talking about quality and not so quality tools, I've got some sockets that were made in Japan. I'm going to set underneath this just so that the light bulb isn't sitting on the metal. To keep it off, get some air around it too. So let me get this plugged in and we'll show you kind of where we're at. Okay, I'm going to turn it on, plug it all in, let's see if both lights work. I'm thinking they will, but let's give her a shot here. And you turn on. No, because I didn't plug the other one in. All right. Okay. Watch that. I've got to contortion myself again to plug in the other cord up top here. But I can't really tell. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm going to plug, I don't know if you can hear me, you're in the chicken coop and I'm outside. I'm going to plug this in to the inverter. And let's see if both lights turn on. And there we go. I can see the top one is lit and the bottom one is lit. The only thing I might need to do, I don't know if you can see that up there, both of them are going. The only thing I might need to do, and this will just come with time and trying it out to see what happens, is I might need a second battery in here. This one is a 35 amp hour battery. Once again, also picked that one up from Harbor Freights for, I think they're like 70 bucks, and then you get your 20% off coupon. But the 10-foot extension cord I ended up not needing because I had some extra extension cord that I used that I had already cut up. So yeah, it's a 35 amp hour 12 volt sealed lead acid battery. Okay, whoops. So right now it's all going. I'm gonna put the water on top of it, put the timer in, and I'll probably bring it back tonight, see if it's on. Kind of excited about this. Not have to listen to the chickens nearly as much complain about no water. All right, here we are at the chicken coop. The light should turn on in about 10 or 15 seconds or so. So let's see. I'm gonna turn off that light. Oh, and there it was. So there's the chickens. The light bulb up in top. And the other light bulb is on at the water because I can see the chickens over there right now. So there it is. Solar power. Running the chicken water heater and the chicken alarm clock. It should go off in about 2 hours or so.